Hey everyone, a little bit late this week with the Wednesday debrief. Just had a busy week, but here we are with the Road Atlanta edition. Let's have a bit of a look at TCR first and then peak up again, like normal. Qualified P2 in TCR, was about just under a tenth off Angus, who was on pole, and just had trouble getting the lap in quali with traffic and a couple of stupid mistakes, and then just got one in it right at the end as the timer counted down. So yeah, it was interesting start. There's several GT4 cars behind us, so it was always going to be an interesting start with that mix of classes. So we'll have a look and see what happened. I thought I'd try and stick to the outside here, and knowing that it'd be kind of, got the inside here, trying to get single file before this, so just managed to get ahead of Angus there, so there was no overlap heading into that corner, and then it was just try to get the tyres off with so much understeer in these things on the opening couple of laps. And yeah, to try and not get too involved with the G4s, try and just hoping that they sort of drive away, so we've got some clean air. It's short shifting at the crest, and the tyres are cool, get a lot of wheel spin there and lift off. Understeer, I was trying to avoid incident points there. So yeah, not too bad for the first lap. Able to maintain the position. We'll just check out a little bit from the TV cam like normal, and then jump further through to some action. It's a pretty well behaved start from everyone here actually. It's especially with the two classes kind of mixed up there. I think there was 3 wide just behind us, but everyone stayed on track at that point. I think there might have been someone went off there. Few different lines being used through there. Differences in the cars and just people's different like approaches, plus tire pressures and things like that. This track being so heavy on the left front, I actually raised pressures on the left front to try and hopefully help the tire later into the race. Which I don't know. I'm on the fence whether that kind of helped or not. But I think it may have a little bit. But yeah, you can see Angus looking for a move there, but fortunately that first lap or so able to fend him off. And yeah, we'll skip ahead, find some action. So yeah, just skipped through to lap 8, and while it didn't appear very eventful, like me and Angus were just trading sectors, and it was just really intense battle, even though there wasn't any positional changes happening. And I had Dylan in front here, and it's blinking like during the race his car was bouncing up and down. On the replay it seems to render it differently, but yeah, it's blinking all over the place. And then he had this off-track moment here, and I was getting a bit nervous as to whether he would blink. potentially rejoin or whatever, but thankfully not, so that was good. But yeah, I just sort of lifted a little bit through there, which got Angus like right on my tail again, so sometimes those connection issues can just affect your momentum a little bit. But I think I got a little bit stronger run through the sweeper there and was able to pull away from Angus a little bit again, just a tenth or so. You can see under brakes there, this car, the TCR squirm on the initial brake application, which something that might have been a factor in an incident later in the race, which we'll have a look at. But yeah, so I was heading on to lap 9 now, still holding down P1 in class, and I think about 10th overall at that point, and yeah, just trying to stay focused. And yeah, just had that little moment there, someone off at the crest. Fortunately, we had room to go through. That little lift got Angus right back on our tail again. And actually, I'll stick with this. So yeah, that's the incident that I was just referencing. Go back and have a look at it from cockpit again. So yeah, just playing this at half speed. So yeah, Trent's just coming through to make the pass on the inside. I'm on the right hand side here, you can see my steering input. I'm actually steering away from his car because the car squirms on the brakes that little bit, and yeah, he just come across trying to open up the entry to the corner, but just sort of come across under my nose a little bit there. So there's not really that much I could do. I mean, Angus is 3 or 4 tenths behind me. I'm not wanting to lose that position. Obviously, we're fighting for the class lead, and yeah, I thought Trent had plenty of room down the inside there with the quicker class car to get that done, but just unfortunately just came across a little bit. Here we are, just on far chase. You see my car just squirms that little bit, but I mean, I'm only a few inches from the side of the track there, so yeah, I would have thought there was plenty of room on the inside to make that happen with the quicker car. But yeah, unfortunately Angus gets a bit of a run there, and I've got the pressure back on. But able to hold on to the position for now. So a couple of laps further up, this is lap 15, take 2, and yeah, this time Trent goes through. And yeah, Angus and I are still separated by not that much. I think he's dropped off a little bit there when Trent came through, maybe a second or so, but yeah, we're still trading sector times pretty closely every sector. So yeah, just really fun battle, even though it's not wheel to wheel, but you still, you know, really intense battle because you're just really pushing hard, but just trying not to lose any momentum. Trying to benefit from having the tow here as well, just really trying to use that to try and stretch the gap to Angus, which I think I was able to do a little bit here. I'm not sure if he made any mistakes at the same time or not, but I think having a little bit of the tow might have helped. This is lap 23. Again, not a lot happening with positional changes and battles and stuff here. Angus pitted the lap before. I'd stretched the lead out to about 3.5 to 4 seconds. So he kind of tried to go in for the undercut. So I came in the next lap. It's a tricky pit entry here. It's really easy to end your race there, so I took it pretty cautiously. Then when I come in to stop, for some reason my fuel wasn't selected to fill. So I stopped and nothing happened. So I had to scramble, get into the black box and turn the fueling on. So I lost, 4 or 5 seconds there while trying to get that happening, and that was enough to lose the position. So yeah, stupid pit stop error. And there goes Angus in front of us there, up the hill, and yeah, we come out with a little bit of GE4 traffic and about a 2.5 to 3 second gap to Angus, which we had to try and close up. So yeah, lap 27 I think, or 28, about 9 minutes left in the race, and you can see the traffic's starting to spice things up a little bit. Managed to close the gap on Angus a little bit there, but really just had to lift a bit awkward there to avoid the other TCR car. And yeah, the tyres are really screaming for mercy at this point in the race. The fronts just get worked so hard on these cars, and the front left was just getting absolutely punished. But yeah, I was getting frustrated here because Angus had the GT4 car in front sort of getting a tow, and I just wasn't quite close enough to benefit from anything like that, and just try and close the gap, but it was a bit difficult. It's kind of a reverse scenario from what happened earlier, where I had Trent in front of me just for a lap or so where I was able to get a tow, but I think it might have been Paul that was in front of him, and was kind of doing similar lap times to Angus, but it seemed like at some points he'd have a clean run and get a bit of a tow and pull away, and then other times he might make a little mistake and hold Angus up. So I don't think it was really affecting the battle a great deal, but yeah, it's just a bit frustrating when you can see the car up front just sort of getting the tow, and you're thinking, oh, how am I going to catch him? Lots of understeer. Came in a bit hot trying to close the gap under brakes. So. And yeah, it's about 1.8 seconds or something at this point. Skip through to lap 33, again just trying to close that gap. I got it down to, I don't know, about 1.1 or 1.2 or so, and then the traffic started to play a part again. And just through this corner in particular, just really trying to maintain the momentum to try and get a run. Because at this point it closed down to about 3/10 off Angus. Then I had to go real deep to get around that lap car. Fortunately, it didn't compromise me too much. I think 3/10 or so probably lost there. Maybe it's gone out to 6 or 7/10, but still close enough to apply pressure. So that was the main thing. Again, you can see these cars are just squirm around on that initial brake application, can really catch it out. Not sure if that's to do with the brake valve setting on these things or what it is, but yeah, basically it does happen in real life. You see the TCR car squirm around a lot on the brakes on the telecast. I think that was Chris just recovering from a moment, and again this corner I'm really trying to maintain, and I had to lift, so I wasn't too pleased with that, but then I thought, oh, if he recovers this, I can perhaps use the tow to get back up onto Angus. So Chris did get on the radio at some point and see if I wanted him to move over, and I just said, oh look, if you can go, just go. yeah, there's I think the lead battle for GT4 coming up on us as well. So we're trying to make our way through traffic. They're catching us, and then I'm trying to, you know, not let this affect the battle with Angus. And I think Paul's got no wing at this point. I'm not sure if he's aware of it or not, and he's really holding me up. He's all over the road, having to lift and through here again. I'm not wanting to, you know, I'm wanting to keep that momentum, but then I had to lift to avoid. And Angus is just driving away. That's gone out to like 4 seconds now after being, you know, between sort of 3 and 6-7 tenths there for a few laps. So yeah, a bit frustrated at this point. Just the way that the traffic was working. But still P2 and pretty much thinking that that was going to be where I'd finish. Sort of have a look at that busy kind of sequence from TV cam. I can see the car squirming there. Yeah, just happen to get on the brakes and lift a bit, feather on the brake. Just didn't want to get into the back of him and cause an accident, but at the same time just trying to keep that momentum. You can see the lap car that went past is actually getting back on my tail from the loss of momentum. So yeah, getting a bit frustrated here and there, but it was fun to be, you know, amongst a lot of cars again after quite a section of the race where it was basically just me and Angus trading sector times. So it did make it quite interesting. Oh yeah, there's a touch there. It's Benny and Hammer Time coming together, I think, there. So yeah, it's just Paul's just costing time here again. Just happened to make sure I stayed off the back of him. He was basically almost having a moment in every corner there. So, and that's Mikey right on the back of me also. So I was quite lucky we didn't have a multi-car accident right there. I probably got off track there, but I think at that stage, I think I had the 2 incident points, I think it was, from the contact with Trent earlier, so the bonus points were out the window, so I think I still only used 5 or something like that. So yeah, didn't use too many, but that was probably one at that apex. So yeah, lap 37, coming towards the end of the race. Still trying to push hard, but Angus is 4 seconds up the road, and Mikey just about to overtake him, and then I come over the crest and saw Angus widen in the wall, and then just lifted to make sure I could try and get through there. And yeah, I didn't really see what happened there because I was blinded by the crest. So yeah, just having a look at it to see what happened on it. Angus has got Mikey coming down to lap him, but he just runs a bit wide over the crest, gets on the grass, and then yeah, he's a passenger after that into the wall. Fortunately doesn't bounce all the way out, gets on the brakes just before the whole train of cars comes through. So yeah, unfortunate for him, but that enabled me to inherit the lead again. So I wasn't too disappointed about that after my stupid pit stop error, but would have preferred to do it in a battle. So yeah, lap 39, we had about a, I don't know, 30 odd second lead over Angus after his incident. He was just trying to limp home without the engine blowing up. And yeah, we come across the line to take another TCR win, and I think we were ninth overall, with a few of the GT4s behind us. So yeah, strong race. Stupid error in the pit stop, so still lessons to take away from that. But overall, pretty happy with the drive. And yeah, looking forward to the next race. It always seems like it's always going to be a fun battle with Angus. He's definitely got pace in these cars, so it's yeah, good to have a benchmark to measure myself against. Cheers. We'll leave this one here and jump onto the Porsche Cup in another video.